Have you disagreed with someone at work? Maybe they only see the problem or situation one way, and you can't convince them to see from a different perspective. It stirs up many different responses. People have a strong desire to be right, and your goal might become proving them wrong, or you might go along with them to avoid an uncomfortable argument. Disagreement and conflict don't have to result in a poor experience. In fact, they can often be a great way to learn something new about a person or topic, develop understanding, or deepen relationships. When someone is confronting you about something, it is difficult not to respond defensively. However, this simply escalates the conflict instead of moving it toward a peaceful resolution. Try the LEAD or LEAD formula for cooling down your confronter, bringing a bucket of water to the fire instead of a bucket of gasoline. L is for listen. Listen without interruption. Use open body language to show you're hanging in there. If you want to be disarming, you're only allowed to clarify or confirm what they're saying with questions, no statements. What I found is a third of the person's emotion diffuses if you listen well and he or she feels you understand where they're coming from. E is for empathize. When it's time to speak, the first words out of your mouth need to be from the perspective of the other person. In other words, you put on their glasses and look at the issue from their vantage point. The response, not reaction, demonstrates that you're seeking to understand before being understood, a habit of highly effective people. When you use phrases like, it must have been difficult for you to hear, or I would have been irritated too if I thought that. By trying to feel their pain, it takes some of the hostile emotion out of the picture for your confronter. A is for apologize. This may not apply if you've done nothing wrong, but if you share even 1% of the blame for the person feeling upset, say you're truly sorry and ask for forgiveness. That last sentence tends to melt people's hard hearts. It takes the last of the negative emotion and turns it into fodder for resolution. Often, when I've done this, the other person also apologizes or backs down, realizing they might have blown this out of proportion. It's hard to keep arguing with someone who becomes vulnerable and selfless. D is for discuss. Finally, it's dialogue time. If you have done this correctly, the stage has been set for effective communication to take place. It's now a respectful atmosphere to focus on solutions and how you can both avoid this from happening again. Both parties can leave the table with a win-win outcome that should be confirmed by each person to ensure comprehension. In many cases, these simple approaches create a path to conflict resolution. However, occasionally you must know when to fold them. Not every conflict or disagreement is resolvable. There are times when backing off is the right move to continue the relationship or because the stakes are low. Agreeing to disagree with grace shows the character of letting things go and not allowing bitterness to creep in. Conflict isn't fun for most of us, but it can lead to a stronger relationship on the other side of it. If you choose the high road and stay mature and constructive and not take it personally. For more tips on conflict resolution, contact me at growingforward@paulcasey.org, and I'll send you some other ways to get to win-win in conflict.